I'm here at Walmart.
Welcome.
And I just saw that they have a huge selection of pork rinds. So much so that they deserve their own video. So what I've done is I've loaded up my cart with just about every brand and kind here, and we're gonna break them down in my truck so I can spend the proper time helping you understand what you need to choose when it comes down to pork rinds. Because there is more than meets the eye with pork rinds. What is it fried in? What is it not fried in? What do they add to it? What makes it a good pork rind? So let's go ahead, let's hop in the car, and let's go take a look so you know exactly what to get. I got a basket full of pork rinds. We're gonna go check out and go review them. So here's how we're gonna do this. We're gonna take a look at the ingredients, of course, but then we're also gonna focus on price. So I wanna factor in what is in this product, is it good? But I also want to factor in how expensive it is, so which one's going to be the most practical or best bang for the buck. Then I'm going to throw a third piece in, and I'm going to film that tomorrow and add that to this video. I'm going to film it tomorrow because I'm going to be eating the different pork rinds to give an honest taste test review, so we can also factor in how quality is this product, how good are the ingredients, what is the price point, and then what is the actual taste like. That way you know best bang for the buck. I am fasting today, so that means I can't eat, but I still want to film, so I'll add in the taste test portion tomorrow. Let's break these down. First one I want to look at, we're going to look at the Max Salt and Pepper. Okay, now the Max are going to be some of the less expensive ones, excuse me. So we've got this probably sitting around $2, right? Take a look at the ingredients here. Okay, we have fried pork skins, salt, maltodextrin, garlic and onion powders, spice, torula yeast, monosodium glutamate, and natural flavors. We don't want to have the monosodium glutamate. That's what we're trying to avoid. That is something they add to make things taste better. It lights your brain up, makes you feel like it tastes better. The torula yeast is another one that's commonly used. So a lot of times if you see torula yeast or yeast extract, you usually want to be careful. Now what's interesting is this is the Max brand with salt and pepper flavor. But if we look at the Max brand with the salt and vinegar, it's a little bit different. That's what's kind of funny. Okay, this one, fried pork skins, salt, maltodextrin, malic acid, vinegar powder, citric acid, and sodium diacetate. There's no MSG, no torula yeast in this. It still has some of the garbage in there. Actually, it's really not even that bad. This one, aside from a little bit of maltodextrin, is not bad. Carbohydrates, we're still at 0 goose egg carbohydrates. I know that's coming up backwards because I'm on selfie cam, but 0 carbohydrates. Both are 0. These are both inexpensive options going for the Mac brand. Now, what's really cool is they're not frying them in any additional oil. They're just frying them with their existing fat. So these are both good as far as the fatty acid profile is concerned, but I'm afraid we have to get rid of the salt and pepper one, throw that in the back seat because of the MSG. So now let's find some of these other Mac ones. Take a look at this. I've got so many here. I've got so many different brands that I picked up. Okay, then we've got Porq Cracklins from Max. It's important that you know how Porq Cracklins work. They're going to be significantly higher calorie. Okay, so for example here with pork rinds, pork skins, we have half an ounce serving, 80 calories. In this one, we have a half an ounce serving, that's not too much more, 90 calories. But 5 grams of fat versus 7 grams of fat. So this is a more calorically dense item. But all this is fried out pork fat with attached skin. So a pretty clean option. There's nothing else, just salt and pork fat. So these Max ones aren't bad. The issue that we run into with Max is the sustainability and the quality of the pork. You see, pork is rich in monounsaturated fats to some degree. It's actually got a decent fatty acid profile. But if it's low quality pork, it's going to have a ton of antibiotics, and guess what? That all sits in the fat. So when we eat a fried pork skin, we're consuming a lot of fat and a lot of those toxins. I think I had another Max. I have 2 more Max here. Okay, then we have the Red Hot, which I'm not going to lie, I know tastes really good. Okay, so fried pork skins, salt, dextrose, spices, monosodium glutamate, paprika, garlic powder, onion powder, sugar, okay, paprika extract, and natural flavors. So not only do we have natural flavors, but we have the MSG and we have dextrose in there. Okay, I don't want the MSG. We already covered that. So for the same price, I can get salt and vinegar flavor and dip them in some hot sauce. So let's get rid of that one. Then we have Max Original. Yeah, fried pork skins, and salt. So if you're looking for the cleanest bang for the buck, I can say right now, without tasting it, this is probably going to be your good bang for the buck. Probably looking $1 to $2, maybe $3, depending on where you're at. A less expensive option, and it's clean. It just doesn't have the extra flavors on it and stuff like that. So these 3 Mac items, budget friendly, are clean. Just watch out for the salt and pepper, watch out for the buffalo, watch out for the red hot. Now we're gonna get into some more of the other brands that Walmart had, which I was very impressed with. They had a really good selection. So let's go ahead and let's jump over to this brand, which I had never heard of before, called Porq, P-O-R-Q. Now this one is fine herbs and vinaigrette. Okay, gluten-free, 40% less sodium. So they're marketed towards people that are watching their sodium levels. And I will say, there's about half as much salt as there is in these other ones. So if you're looking at sodium as a big issue, then yeah. But check out these ingredients. Fried pork skins, torula yeast, which is basically, once again, it's gonna be MSG ultimately, maltodextrin, salt, spices, dehydrated red bell pepper, citric acid, sugar, white distilled vinegar, safflower and or sunflower oil, plus olive oil, plus modified cornstarch and natural flavors. This is a Frankenstein pork rind. There's a lot of weird stuff in this, and I also cannot stand the fact that they are taking a perfectly good quality fat from the pork and they're cooking it in safflower and or sunflower oil. Ladies and gentlemen, that is not good. That tells us that they're adding additional fat. Why would you be eating pork rind if you just wanted to have low quality plant oils coming in? Okay, get a pork rind that is fried in its own fat, fried in pork fat or fried in itself. It does not need additional oils. They're trying to add another flavor and other body to it, but they also add cornstarch. This one just, especially because they're putting themselves as like sort of a higher upper echelon brand because of their labeling, their marketing, and the price reflects that. Okay, so we're looking at a more expensive pork rind and it's lower quality than this one. Okay, I mean, we're more expensive pork rind and less quality than you get out of cheap, inexpensive Macs. Okay, pork, that's disappointing. And then I got another pork brand here just to show you. This is the smoky black pepper and sea salt flavor, which is a little bit different. Here's the interesting thing here. Fried pork skins, sea salt, maltodextrin, black pepper. Then we have torula yeast. So it's like 5 ingredients down. Natural flavors. We still have the safflower, sunflower oil issue, onion powder, natural smoke flavor, which smoke flavor is very bad, by the way. Garlic powder, citric acid, and yeast extract. So it is, once again, sort of an MSG smorgasbord, but at least the torula yeast is further on down the line. So between the 2 pork flavors, I would go for the smoky black pepper and sea salt versus the herb one. Okay, it still doesn't make my cut as a healthier one. Then we get into these interesting ones. Let me show you what I got. Because these are all kind of in the same category as far as price is concerned. We've got Crave pork rinds. We've got regular pork rinds from Epic. Then we have the baked pork rinds from Epic. And then we have 4505, which is one of my personal favorites when it comes to taste, but we'll do the taste test later. Remember, you do not want to be missing what we're going to talk about here when it comes down to the taste portion. So tomorrow we'll come back and taste these. By the way, if you want to get really good quality pork rinds and really good quality keto treats, I put a link down below for Thrive Market. Most of the pork rinds and stuff that I get through Thrive Market now, which is why when I went to Walmart, I was so surprised because I probably haven't been to a Walmart looking at pork rinds in a very long time. So there's a link down below for Thrive Market. I have specific keto bundles that I've created with Thrive Market. So when you go to Thrive Market's website using the link below, you can get Thomas's specific recommended keto items. That way it's like I'm going grocery shopping with you and you can check them out and you can add them to your cart. So they're an online membership-based grocery company. So you go online, you can select what you want by diet category and it gets delivered to your doorstep. Super, super cool, especially for keto if you're trying to eat a specific way. And they have the variety of pork rinds that I would highly recommend. Special link down below. They're a big supporter of this channel. Thank you, Thrive Market. Check them out after we watch this video. So let's continue down this ingredient breakdown. Let's start with the Crave ones. Okay, so Crave pork rinds. Crave's an interesting company. They started out making jerky, but I guess they saw what some of these other companies were doing and they jumped on the bandwagon. Okay, so we've got pork rinds, salt, sea salt, red bell pepper powder, red bell pepper powder, tomato powder, chili powder, pineapple powder, spices, onion powder, lime powder, garlic powder, citric acid. That is very, very clean. I'm happy to see that. That is a very clean one. This is Al Pastor flavor. They probably have a plain flavor, but I'm pretty happy to see this. Now, the problem is this was not the most cost effective. I think I have the receipt right here. Let me take a look. These Crave ones were not terrible. $3.98. Yeah, so $3.98. So they're a more expensive one, definitely the most expensive one. And you're not getting a whole lot out of it. You're getting 2.5 ounces, whereas like with Max, you're getting 5 ounces for like $2 versus 2.5 ounces for $4. But it's clean, so it makes the cut. That's a really clean one. I'm happy to see that. And then we have regular Epic pork rinds. Now, the difference, one is baked, one is fried. The ingredients here: pork skins, pork fat, yes, thank you, black pepper, sea salt, salt, onion powder, garlic powder. Perfect. A little high in sodium, but price-wise, once again, 2.5 ounces. I think these are like $3.28. So a little bit cheaper than the Crave, but much higher quality because there's just, I don't know, just less stuff in it. But the thing I really like about this is they're actually frying it in the pork fat. They're not just frying it by itself. They're actually adding good quality pork fat, and they're not adding plant oils like sunflower, safflower, and cruddy oils that are going to mess up the entire fatty acid profile. The idea with keto and doing things like this is you're trying to get clean fatty acid profiles. You don't want low quality plant oils coming in and throwing off the whole fatty acid profile, driving up your omega-6 levels. Okay, omega-6 content of food is going to drive up prostaglandin 2s, so PGE2s, which have a cascading effect of inflammation throughout the body. Very happy to see the pork rinds here from Epic. Then we have the Epic baked ones. These are pork skins, salt, pink Himalayan salt, and regular sea salt. Very clean. $3.28 again for this one. Still only 2.5 ounces. But what is different about this one? Well, 2.5 grams of fat. They baked them, so there's 40% less fat. Look at how easy it would be to make this mistake. Look at the difference there. They look so similar. One is baked, one is not. See how similar that looks? That's crazy. It's so easy to miss. But if you go for the baked ones, you get the same crunch, the same satisfaction that you would get from these. Seriously, tastes the same, probably even better, without as many calories. Calorie-wise, we've got 80 calories versus 70 calories, 4.5 grams of fat versus 2.5 grams of fat. I mean, kind of a no-brainer for the same price to go for the baked ones. If you're really trying to up the calories and get more fat in, then sure. But they both make the cut. Then we have my friends over at 4505. I say my friends because I've loved this brand for a long time, but there's a couple things I noticed in here that I wanted to point out. Fried pork skin, salt, coconut palm sugar, spices, and then fried and rendered pork fat. So we have some big wins there. Okay, good fried pork skin, salt, spices, rendered pork fat is what they're frying it in. But I wish they didn't add the coconut palm sugar. I get why they're doing it. Why? Classic chili and salt. They're going for like a barbecue-like taste. They have some other flavors, and they have a plain flavor that probably doesn't have that. So I'm not trying to throw them under the bus. They still make a very clean cut. I would just say in the case of like what Walmart had and what I had these options here, I would probably go for this one. But 2.5 ounces, so it's about the same price point as well. So now I'm gonna put these suckers away, and tomorrow we're coming back and I'm gonna taste them, and then I'm gonna give you a solid, well-rounded breakdown, because now we look at price, we look at quality, but we need to actually look at flavor too. So which one is actually getting the best? You might be surprised. These Mac ones might end up coming out really, really good. Who knows? So let's go ahead and let's dive in and eat these. Now it's time for the best part, getting to taste these things and determine which one tastes the best. This video was not sponsored by any pork rind company, so there's no bias here, okay? It was sponsored by Thrive Market, where you can get various brands of pork rinds, but no bias here. So let's just dive in and let's start. Let's see, I've got my Walmart bag here. Let's start with the various. Okay, first off, we have the Max Red Hot. If you recall, this is the one that had, the monosodium glutamate, the stuff in it. Let's test it out and see how it tastes. Because what I want to do is I want to weigh in how something tastes into the mix. I'm not going to eat a whole one. Tastes super sweet. So very sugary. Yep, this is one of the few that actually has a gram of carbohydrates in it. Okay. Crunchy, kind of stale-ish. I would get that one more for like the taste thing, but I can feel the MSG in it. Like I kind of feel that bite. Let me wash it down a little bit. Good little kick on that one though. Kind of has a buffalo taste. Okay, so this is the salt and pepper one. Yeah, also has MSG. tastes like there's sugar in it. There's maltodextrin. No, I don't even get a salt and pepper taste out of this. So these are the inexpensive ones. You know, these are like $2 and under. So a very good bargain. These ones too have MSG. This one, the plain one, if you recall, did not have any MSG. This was straight up fried pork skins and salt. Still gotta wash out the flavor. We gotta do this right. So by the end of this, you'll have a full breakdown based on cost, based on ingredients, and based on taste. Oh, there's some big Mama Jama's. Look at those. These are giant. Okay. It's kind of gross looking. I'd give it about a 5 out of 10 in texture. It's kind of like it crumbles. It's kind of gritty. Taste-wise, not the best. I would almost, it needs something else. I would almost go so far as maybe putting a little bit of pepper or something in this just to give it a taste. But considering the price point, that's a good taste because the price point, the ingredients, and the taste all add up. Now, granted, the ones with the MSG taste better. That's just because my brain is on fire. I'll probably start stuttering in this video now because of what it did to my brain. Okay, now let's go ahead and let's take a step further and let's look at the Max Cracklins. Okay, so these are going to be from fried out pork fat with some skin. So these are more calorically dense. Oh, the smell. These don't smell good. They don't. They're not appetizing to me. I don't know, you might like them, but... And they kind of look like those warty pumpkins. You know those pumpkins that have a bunch of bumps on them? They give me goosebumps. Like, I don't honestly really want this. Yeah. Okay, decent taste. So the thing we have to look at, the reason these are inexpensive aren't because they're just like a novelty, like food item. They're inexpensive because they're probably using low quality pork. And it's easy to look at all the small ingredients, the dextrose, the maltodextrin, the this, the that, and really to break it down and say, oh, this is not healthy because it has this and that in it. Okay, I could overlook a little bit of MSG if the pork quality was super, super high. So that's what drives me a little bit nuts. It's like, the pork quality is the biggest piece that we should be looking at. And you almost have to do a little bit of research. So I took the due diligence of trying to research where Max comes from, and it was really hard to identify, which kind of scares me a little bit. So out of all the Max flavors, I still go with this one being the best bet. Okay, the pork cracklins have a weird taste. These don't have a weird smell. You can season them up yourself. So bang for the buck, these definitely make the cut. So I'm gonna put them up here because they're a winner. Now I wanted to go to the Porq brand. These brand themselves on being lesser sodium. Yeah, it's the one that has a bunch of maltodextrin, has modified cornstarch. Okay, let's try this. Ooh, okay, they smell good. All right, I can taste the maltodextrin, and I can taste the sugar. But this would not be a bad one to have maybe alongside like a steak dish or something. Okay, let's move a little quicker. That one's okay. But remember, the ingredients weren't that great when we looked at it before. Now let's look at smoky black pepper and sea salt flavor. This one, fried pork skin, sea salt, maltodextrin, black pepper, torula yeast, so basically MSG, natural flavors, not good. And the one I didn't like about these things either was safflower and or sunflower oil. So they add oil to it, and then also yeast extract. Okay, a little heavy on the smoke. I don't think you'll like this. It tastes like someone took those smoke flavored almonds and put them in like a centrifuge and then made you ingest them. Okay, sorry Porq. That doesn't make the taste cut, doesn't make the price cut, nor does it make the ingredient cut. They add extra oils in it that shouldn't be there. They don't taste that good, and you're paying a higher price point. So that's just not worth it. Okay, then we have, oh, that's right. I almost forgot one of the Max. This was, as far as the ingredients were concerned, was one of my favorite one of the Max because it is fried pork skin, salt, a little bit of maltodextrin, malic acid, vinegar powder, and I'm also a salt and vinegar fan, so. Oh. I like those. Taste-wise, Okay, but the salt content, 400 milligrams of sodium. Clean enough, salty. Those are the two max brands I would go with. Kind of weird taste, very powerful taste, very pungent, very vinegary from that, wow, almost too vinegary, but super, super tasty, but almost too tasty. Here's one I've never ever tried before. This is brand new. The Al Pastor flavor from Crave. It was really clean ingredients. I really liked that about it. The thing that was a little confusing was the price point, $3.98. You're paying a lot of money for a small bag of it. Let's see. It was nice to see at Walmart, but I'd imagine it probably doesn't sell real well because the price point is just way too high. The bag's hard to open too. Okay. That's good though. All right, that's good. Okay, pork rinds, salt, sea salt, red bell pepper, tomato powder, chili powder, pineapple powder, spices, onion. Yeah, that's actually really good. So that levels up a bit because of the flavor there. Okay, then we have regular epic pork rinds. Remember, there's the baked ones and the regular fried ones. Now, the thing I liked about these was they were fried in pork fat. Yeah, I like these. I'm gonna have more. Taste-wise, so far this is the best one. Okay. I'm getting kind of sick of eating pork rinds already. Okay, so these are the baked ones. Less calories, less fat. They're not fried in fat, they're not fried in oil. So as far as the ingredients were concerned, this was the best one. Excuse me, choking on it now. Price-wise, pretty pricey still, but it made up for it with how clean the ingredients were. Let's see. Ooh. Wow. That is good. Okay, and the thing I do know is Epic is all about being sustainable. Not an ad, not sponsored by Epic at all. Promise you. I know that their quality of meat is good, so that's nice to see that the pork rind here is a good quality, tastes good, ingredients are clean, a little bit pricey, but that's the best one so far, I will say. And then we have 4505. They have a bunch of different flavors, but these are a little bit different as far as their texture is concerned. I remember that because I've had them before. Ingredients were pretty clean, but they did have some palm sugar in there, coconut palm sugar, probably to enhance the taste. So they leveled down a little bit in terms of their ingredients. Price was a little high. Ingredients were decent. Let's see how they fare on taste. Whoa, they are so puffy. Look at these, they're like clouds. Oh my God. Wait, you don't even hear as much of a crunch. They're so airy. Yeah. Now I like that they're humanely raised without added antibiotics or added hormones. That just brought it up a bunch of levels in my book. All right. That taste blew me away. That is an amazing taste, amazing texture. Hands down, as far as the taste category is concerned, 4505 wins. Price-wise, a little pricey. Ingredient-wise, I wish they didn't have the coconut palm sugar, but the pork is so high quality, it wins there. It comes down between these two. Oven-baked pork rinds from Epic and 4505. You can get these at Costco. I think you can get these a lot of different places. Nice to see them both at Walmart. So then when we round out the whole equation, best value, gonna be Max. Best value because it's cheap and you're still getting relatively clean stuff. It's just not the highest quality pork that we know of. Best flavor, definitely gonna be this. Best ingredient profile, going to be this. And best kind of overall, and it really is a tie. It's a tie between 4505 and the Epic Baked for overall, like flavor, quality, and price point. As always, keep it locked in here on my channel. I'll see you soon.